Hi viewers, welcome to Learning with Maliha. Today in this video, we will learn about solar eclipse. Hi there, future space explorers. Imagine the moon playing peekaboo with the sun, and for a brief moment, day turns into night. That's the magic of the solar eclipse. It's a rare dance in the sky where the moon blocks the sun, casting a shadow on Earth. A solar eclipse happens when, at just the right moment, the moon passes between the sun and Earth, as you can see in this picture. Meet the starring of this show. Meet the mighty sun. The sun is about 400 times bigger than the moon. The sun is also about 400 times further from the Earth than the moon is. This is why the sun and the moon appear to be about the same size in the sky. Next, meet the beautiful planet Earth. And finally, Earth's moon, which orbit around the Earth. Do you know the moon's orbit is actually not a perfect circle? It's in the shape of an ellipse. When it's closest to the Earth, we call it perigee. And when it's furthest away from the Earth, we call it apogee. This diagram you can see that the moon's orbit around the Earth is at a tilt of 5 degrees. This is why we do not get a lunar eclipse every month. This diagram is not to scale. The moon is much further away from Earth than shown here. It's only a small difference, but it's enough to cause the moon to grow and shrink as seen from the Earth. Different phases of the moon. In order to understand it better, here is the video by Jared Owen. It is illustrating the whole phenomena very beautifully.
As seen from the Earth. Okay, now we get into some rare events with the moon. Each time a new moon happens, there's a chance that the moon will block the sunlight and cause a shadow to appear on a portion of the Earth. When this happens, it's called a solar eclipse. The reverse can also happen. Each time we have a full moon, there's a chance that the Earth will block the sunlight from reaching the moon. We call this a lunar eclipse. So now the question is, why don't we get a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse every month? As the Earth orbits around the sun, we can map out a 2D plane that's referred to as the ecliptic. The moon doesn't orbit on the same plane. It's tilted by about 5 degrees. This means that most of the time, the moon passes above or below the sun as seen from the Earth. We can map out 2 invisible points in space at which the moon's orbit crosses the ecliptic. We call these the lunar nodes. When they line up with the sun, Earth, and moon, that's when a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse will occur. This is referred to as an eclipse season. These happen about twice a year. During an eclipse season, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to see anything. In the case of a solar eclipse, the moon may pass slightly above or below the sun and give us a partial solar eclipse. This won't really dim the sunlight enough for us to see it. When the moon entirely crosses the sun, we will be able to see it. If the moon is closer to apogee, then it will appear smaller and we'll get what's called an annular solar eclipse. If the moon is closer to perigee, then it will appear bigger and we'll get what's called a total solar eclipse.
Now coming back to solar eclipse, sometimes the moon only blocks part of the sun's light, This is called a partial solar eclipse. Other times, the moon blocks all of the sun's light. This is called a total solar eclipse. As the moon blocks the sun's light, it casts a shadow on part of the earth. Sun's corona will only be visible during total solar eclipse. Now let's see what is this path of totality. The moon's shadow creates a trail as Earth's rotate. This trail is called the path of totality. If you want to experience total darkness during an eclipse, you have to be in the path of totality. This year, the eclipse path of totality will pass through some cities and towns in Canada, like Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland. Now, the important question is, when is the solar eclipse? On April 8, 2024, a spectacular and rare celestial event is set to unfold over Canada, United States, and Mexico. A total solar eclipse. Now, the next important thing is to understand how to watch solar eclipse safely. Looking directly at the sun without appropriate protection can lead to serious problems such as partial or complete loss of eyesight. So beware. Never look directly at the sun, even for a second. To view a solar eclipse, use special solar viewing glasses. Sunglasses do not work, even if you stack many of them together. You can use a camera or a telescope with solar filters. Remember, never stare at the sun without special glasses, even during an eclipse. It's like a superhero's gaze, too powerful for our eyes. So when the moon whispers light out to the sun, put on your eclipse glasses and witness this stellar performance. You can make a pinhole projector to safely watch the eclipse. Dream big, because one day you might be the one dancing among the stars. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to Learning with Maliha for more informative and fun videos.